Hello, welcome to Solved Papers. Welcome to Solved Papers channel. My name is Mr. Godfrey M. I'm an experienced Cambridge International Curricular teacher. In this video, I'll be solving a science paper, Checkpoint Secondary 1, Cambridge. This is paper 2 of October 2019. Total time required to solve this paper is 45 minutes. The instructions as indicate there. Always read the instructions first. You're supposed to have a pen, a pencil, and a ruler. You also need a calculator. Remember, you're supposed to show all your workings in the question paper or in the booklet. And of course, the total mark of this question is, this question paper is 50. If you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon below. This way you will be notified every time I upload a new video. I wish we get started. Let's get started. Question number 1. The diagram shows the process of photosynthesis in a leaf of a plant. Complete the diagram. Choose words from this list. We have carbon dioxide, glucose, minerals, nitrogen, sunlight, water there. Diagram is right here. Of course, energy from, you get energy for photosynthesis. We get the energy from the sun. So we get the sunlight there. Without sunlight, photosynthesis is not possible. This is photosynthesis. So the arrow here indicating uses dash from air. Of course, photosynthesis requires carbon dioxide. We've already used that. So the next one is carbon dioxide. It is one which is turned to glucose. Then takes in dash through the roots. Of course, you need water. So it takes in water through the roots. We have water right there. Then lastly, the photosynthesis, its purpose is to make food for the plant. So we need, when you look at the choices here, we need glucose. We don't need nitrogen or minerals. We need glucose. So right here we've got glucose. That is photosynthesis right there. Question 2. Sedimentary rocks are formed in layers. Right? Sedimentary rocks are formed in layers. Look at the diagram of layers of sedimentary rocks. You've got layer A, B, C, D, all the way to E. Of course, fossil fuels and dead organisms that will be buried underground for quite a while. Of course, the diagram is not drawn to scale. Which layer, that is part A, which layer has the youngest fossils? Of course, the layers are due to passage of time. So we have fossils here. Also, we have some fossils here, fossil in each one of these layers. So layer A has got the youngest, the one that has been buried recently. Part B, metamorphic rocks do not normally contain fossils. Tick the box next to the correct explanation. animals did not live in area where metamorphic rocks were formed. That's not correct. Metamorphic rocks, we are taking the correct explanation. Metamorphic rocks are formed when molten rocks cool down. That's not right. Metamorphic rocks were formed before there was life on Earth. That's not right. Metamorphic rocks were formed under high temperature and pressure. That is correct. Metamorphic rocks are formed when there is high pressure and high temperature. Okay. Question number 3. Before we get to solving question number 3, let me say it's great you are watching this video. But remember, you need to practice on these questions. You need to work out yourself as I guide you. And therefore, you may get this same paper I am solving right now from this site. It's a good site called solvepapers.co.uk. I am able to show you the site right here. This is the site I'm talking about. This is solvepapers.co.uk. It's a wonderful site, a very resourceful site with plenty past papers for checkpoint. Of course, you need to come right here, go to secondary. You notice that we have maths, English. Right now we are concentrating on science. You go to science past papers right there. You will get these papers. Right now we are doing 2019 October paper 2. This is the paper that you are tackling right now. But you find that papers starting from 2019 all the way to 2016, both October and April, are available in this site. Plenty papers that you can access and help you as you practice solving them. Of course, you need to click here to get all solved in zip folder. You can just head there and see where to get the papers. These are the papers that you need to get. This is 2019. We've got both mathematics, science, and English. We deal with science, of course. The papers is at a small premium of £5.99. You can ask your parent to help you with this. Acquire the papers, download them, and then we solve them together as you practice. You can also get all the papers at a discount. I'd like you to explore this site and see all it offers. We have 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, and of course science all solved. We have both solved and unsolved, and this is going to be of great help to you as you practice and prepare for your checkpoint examinations. That out of the way, let's continue with question number 3. Question number 3, Carlos calculates the density of an object. He wants to calculate the density of an object. The object has a mass 450 grams, volume is 50 centimeters cubed, and he needs to calculate the density. Of course, we know that density is equals to mass upon volume. The mass is given here as 450, so we need to use that, 450 grams. Volume is given as 50 centimeters cubed, so 50 centimeters cubed. 450 divided by 50 will give us 9. So the density is 9 grams per centimeter cubed. That is what you write here, 9 grams per centimeter cubed. Part B of question number 3. Carlos knows the densities of different metals. We've got a density graph here. Density in grams, we have aluminium, metal, copper, iron, magnesium, and sodium, which he has plotted the bar graph. Carlos has pieces of each of the 5 metals. Each piece of metal has the same volume. Which piece of metal has the greatest mass? which piece of metal has got the greatest mass. They have got the same volume. Remember that. And we know that density is equals to mass over volume. So mass is volume is the same. So volume is a constant for all. So the one that has got the greatest mass will have the greatest density. And therefore, you look at the graph. The one that has got great density is copper, which has got a density of 9. And therefore, that is what you circle. Copper has got the greatest mass, because you're looking at the greatest mass. And of course, you say that copper's greatest mass because has greatest density. Greatest density. Okay. Question number 4. Jamila does an experiment with light. She does the experiment in a dark room. Of course, she's doing an experiment with light. Of course, you need a dark room to be able to see clearly the experiment. Here is the apparatus she uses. A red filter, green filter. We have a screen there. This is white light coming first to red filter. What does she see on the screen? Of course, when the white light gets to the red filter, or the red filter will absorb all the other colors. It will only allow the red light going through. All the other colors will be absorbed. This is red. This is red light going through. When the red light gets to the green filter will absorb the red light. So no light will reach the screen. So no light reaches the screen. So no light on the screen. Okay. Let's explain that. Of course, the red filter, the one right here, the red filter absorbs all the colors. It only lets the red light through. Lets the red light through. So when the red light gets to the green filter, this one here, the red light is absorbed. The red light gets absorbed by the green filter. So no light reaches the screen. Okay. Question number 5. This question is about physical changes during adolescence. Complete the table by describing one physical change. Describing one physical change that occurs during adolescence. Only in males, only in females, in both male and female. So in only males, one example of physical change during adolescence is that the voice breaks down. Voice of the male breaks, not breaks down, breaks, becomes bassy. Can also give you another one. They start to grow beard, grows beard. Those are two. You can just write one. What about in female? Of course, at adolescence, they develop breasts. Female will develop breast, and of course, they will start their menstruation. That's another physical change. Then in both male and female, they will start to grow. Growth of body hair. Growth of body hair will start at adolescence. Growth of body hair. under the armpits and other places. Before we get to question number 6, I would like also to welcome you to join me at my online classes. I actually have online classes at this site, spacademy.co.uk. This is the site I'm talking about here. SP Academy basically means Solved Papers Academy. Here I hold online classes. We have other teachers as well doing ICT, mathematics, physics, biology, and chemistry. Of course, we are keeping adding the courses as the demand increases. Of course, we've got some good reviews here. You can have a look at that. And of course, we teach students from all over the world: Dubai, Abu Dhabi, London, Manchester, USA, Toronto, Canada, many other places. So I'll welcome you to join me in that class. I guarantee you will discover a great opportunity of getting outstanding grades, and I'm sure that is what you desire. Outstanding grades for your checkpoint. I need you to go to login button. Here I need you to register if you have not yet registered, and create your own account. Of course, you'll be able to log in using those your login credentials. You can find other tutors. As I've told you, my name is Godfrey M. We have different tutors here. You can find me right there. Okay, you can also buy courses if you need different courses. If you have different language, you can just get to see that. Of course, my charges are fair in my online classes. In my online classes, if you need one-to-one, my charges are only £35. But if you bring along 3 friends, so that you have 4 students in the class, then I give you a discounted price of £25. Right, so I'm looking forward to have you join me in my class, and let's do this together. Good. Let's continue with number 6. A class of 20 students measures their body temperature, because they're using a thermometer here. Thermometer shows the body temperature of student number 20. You can read the temperature right there. The table shows the results for 19 of the students. The results for 20 students, the result for 20 students is missing. The result for student 20 is missing. What is the body temperature of this student? You write your answer in the table right here. Okay, so you're supposed to read this student here. What is the temperature of this student at this point right here? Okay, let me see. Don't know whether it is clear. I can increase the think that is much clearer now. You can read that and see what is the temperature of student 20. Student 20, the temperature is of course up to here. This is 36.5, 36.567. I think this is the 36.7, or can even go to 36.8. I suppose. Okay, so I will go for 36.8. 36.8. That is the body temperature of student 20. Okay. Continue to part B of number 6. Complete the tally box for all 20 students by counting the number of students at each temperature. Some of the rows will be done for you. Of course, you see the tally there. You are doing the tally. And therefore, tally the number of students at this temperature. Of course, this is 7, this is 5, this is 2 at 37 point that. So when you go to the table here, go to this table right here, you notice that the temperatures are beginning at 36.8. Of course, this is 36.9. So for 36.9 we have 1. 36.9 we have 1, 2, we have 3, 4. 36.9 we have 4. So 36.9 we have 4 students. What about 37.1 has been done for us. We now need to go to 36.8. 36.8, where is that? 36.8, we have 36. Yeah, we only have 1. Right, so 36.8 is only 1. So let's go to our table. We don't have any other temperature lower than 36.9. So let's go to our tally table here. So of course this is 0. Sorry, the tally. The number of students is 0. 36.7 we also have 0. 36.8 we have 1. That is 1 student. And 36.9 we found 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are 4. So we have filled that tally table. Let's go to part C. Use the grid to present the results from the completed box in part B. All right. So I will put here number of students. Number of students on y-axis. Number of students, right? And then here I will go for temperature. I'll go for temperature here on the x-axis. Okay, the number of students starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. And then temperatures, I'll start from 36. I'll go to 36.5. Yeah, 36.5. I'll go to, of course, okay, let me just get 37 here. And then you don't need to go beyond that 7. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be 38, but we're not reaching 38. So you're going to plot this using the tally table up there. We are taught to use the grid to present. Use the grid to present the results from the completed tally box. right? We have the tally box right here. So students with a temperature of 39.9, which is the least temperature, 39.9. You need to find which is 39.9. Of course, this is 36, this is 37, so this is 36.5. So I'll count 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. So 0.9 is right there. So 36.9. 36.9, we have 36.8 actually. So 36.8 is right there. That is 36.6, 36.7, 36.8. 36.8 is there. 36.8 is there. So that 6.8 is only one student. One student is right there. Then we have 36.9. That 6.9, we have that 6.9. That 6.9, we have 4 students. So go back to our graph. That 6.9 is here. Okay, so that 6.9 to 4. Mark there. Next we have 36.7. We have 7 students. That 6.7 is right here. We have 7 students. 7 students is there. And then we have 37.1. That 7.1, those are 5 students right there. That 7.1 is here. So we go all the way to 5. I have there. Then we have 37.2 is only 2 students. That 7.2 is here. So we have 2 students at that point. Okay. And lastly, that 7.3, we have 1 student right there. That's 7.3. So this is 1, 2, 3. 1 student right there. So then now we draw the graph. I choose a different color to make the graph clear. Draw the graph. The graph will look this way. You'll pardon my drawing. Yeah, the graph will look like that. We are done. Of course, temperature here you have to include is in the unit is degrees Celsius. Question 7. The diagram shows part of a structure of an atom of helium. Atom of helium. You can see the neutrons, then the Z here. There are 3 types of particles in an atom. The diagram shows only 2 of the types of the particles. Name the particle labeled as Z. Z is on the orbitals. These are an orbital, right? And the particles that usually move along the orbits are electrons. So Z is electrons. Part 2, name the particles that are missing in the diagram. Of course, this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus of an atom. And inside the nucleus, we have both neutrons and protons. Therefore, protons are not indicated. So protons are the ones that are missing from the diagram. Part B. Sorry, before part B. Draw on the diagram the correct position and the number of the missing particles. Okay, we are supposed to draw that. Let me draw in red. So the particles are protons, and you know that protons are always equal to the number of electrons in an atom. Okay, Of course, this is not an ion, it's an atom. So we have 2 electrons, 1, 2. So we have 2 protons, and the protons are located inside the nucleus together with the neutrons. So right there, our protons. Let's go to B. The diagram shows the group of periodic table that contains helium. Right, so the elements in the same order. The elements are in the same order as they appear in the periodic table. We have helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. Which element in the group has the largest atomic number? Of course, the atomic number of elements in a group increases down the group. So radon has the greatest atomic number. Describe how the radius of the atoms changes as you go down the group. Of course, the radius increases. Radius increases as you go down the group. The radius becomes larger and larger. Radius increases. Question 8. Light is reflected from different surfaces. We have a rough surface here, and we have a smooth surface. What is the law of reflection? Complete the sentence. Of course, the law of reflection is I is equals to R. Angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. And the sentence here is the angle of reflection equals the angle of incidence. Equals the angle of incidence. I is equals to R. Part B. The reflection on rough and smooth surfaces are different. Write down one difference. Write down one difference. Okay. Of course, you can notice that the reflection here is scattered. Okay. The reflection here is regular. Right. So you can say on smooth surface. On smooth surface. On smooth surface. Sorry. On smooth surface. Reflection is regular. Reflection is regular. Regular means all the rays are parallel. Rays are parallel. But on the rough surface, the reflected rays are scattered. The reflected rays are scattered. So that is one difference on the reflection of the two surfaces right there. Question 9. Many plants depend on insects such as bees for reproduction. Look at the diagram of a pollen grain viewed with a microscope. Pollen grains are very small, but in a microscope is magnified many times over, as you can see right here. The name part of the flower that makes pollen grain. Pollen grains are formed in anther. That is the part of flower that forms pollen grains. These pollen grains is adapted to be carried by insects. Use diagrams to suggest how it is adapted. Of course, it's adapted to be carried by insects. So how is it adapted to be carried by insects? You can see it has got spikes, and these spikes hook onto the insect's body. So you can say it has, let me write, it has spikes which hook on the insect's body, So when they hook on the insect box, then As the insect flies to another flower, it carries the pollen grains. And of course, we go to the other flower, then they are transmitted to the female organ of the other flower. I hope you know the name of the female organ of the flower. Part B, the following diagram shows the same pollen grain after it has landed on the stigma of a flower. Explain what is happening to the pollen grain and why this is necessary for reproduction to be completed. What is happening to the pollen grain? Can you see what is happening? So you can see the pollen grain has grown a tube here. It is the same pollen grain, so you can say it has grown. The pollen grain has grown a pollen tube. A pollen tube. Why is this necessary? This is necessary because the male gamete has to meet with the female, gamete for fertilization to occur. So that is necessary, so that it's necessary for a pollen tube to grow, so that it meets the female gamete for fertilization to occur, so that reproduction is achieved. Question 10. Mia investigates 3 types of soils, A, B, and C. She wants to find out how much water each soil can hold. She adds 23 centimeters cubed of water to the same volume of each soil. She collects the water that comes through in a measuring cylinder, as you can see right there. Look at the results of Mia's investigation. Look at the results of Mia's investigation. Okay. A, match the letter of the soil to the correct name of the soil. Alright, so what is A? You can see A has allowed the most water to go through, so it is already very little water, and that soil could be sandy. Sandy soils do not hold a lot of water. Look at B. B has allowed the least amount of water to go through it, therefore it means it is already the most water, and that can only be a clay soil. Clay soils retain much water. And lastly, C therefore is loam soil. Part B. Loam soil contains some pieces of decaying plants. What name describes these pieces of decayed plants? Choose from the list. Are they deposits? Are they humus, sediments, or topsoil? The correct name is humus. Correct name is humus. So the piece of decayed plants are called humus when they are found in loam soil. Of course, humus will make the loam soil to be more fertile. Number 11. Diagram shows how a room can be heated. The arrows show the direction of air movement. Right? You can see the air is circulating from the heater, going up, then descending and coming back again. Use the diagram to complete the sentences. At air, warm air rises because it is less dense. When you mix water and paraffin, paraffin comes on top because it is less dense than water. So less dense air, warm air is less dense compared to cold air. Then at B, cool air sinks because it is more dense. It is more dense. We're not talking about heavy, we're talking about density. It's more dense. Okay, this is dense, not density. It's more dense. This process is called convection. This process is called convection. Okay, it's one way of heat transfer. The other ways of heat transfers are conduction and radiation. Question 12. Pierre reacts metal compounds with acids to make three different salts. The table shows the metal compounds and the salts he makes. Complete the table to show the acids he uses in each reaction. The metal compound that he has is calcium carbonate, and he forms calcium nitrate. So to get calcium nitrate, he has to have a salt that has got a nitrate part, and he must have an acid that has got nitrate, and that acid should be nitric acid. So nitric acid will give him calcium carbonate. I hope you know how to write some of these chemical equations. So this is calcium carbonate. When it reacts with, that's how we write nitric acid in chemical formula. When it reacts with nitric acid, what you get is calcium nitrate plus carbon dioxide plus water. So there you have your calcium nitrate. Sodium hydroxide to get sodium sulfate. So he has to react this one with sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. Then potassium hydroxide to get sodium chloride. This should be hydrochloric acid. So these are the terms that help you know which acid is being reacted. Of course, we have only three types of acid, mineral acids that are used commonly in the lab. We have nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and hydrochloric acid. Birds can live in cold places. They trap air between their feathers. Why does this help to keep the birds warm? Circle the correct answer. The correct answer is they trap air, which is a good insulator. So trapped air in the feathers insulates the birds from cold weather. Therefore, the birds keep warm. Number 14. Group of students are doing field work near their school. They choose the correct apparatus for some activities. Draw lines to match each piece of apparatus to the activity. Of course, the net is used for sampling aquatic insects in small streams. So the net comes here. Okay. Pitfall trap is for collecting ground swelling dwelling animals which are active and hunt at night. They will fall in this pit cup at night as they go. Then quadrant frame. This is for sampling plants growing in an area in a grassland. So right there. Question number 15. Aiko wants to measure the different quantities in electrical circuit. She connects this electrical circuit. Because in the circuit we have a bulb, we have an ammeter, we have a cell, and then the connecting wires. Complete the sentences. The circuit diagram as a dash circuit. Of course, when you connect all of this in one loop, then we call that one a series circuit. We have got two types of circuits, parallel and series. So this is a series circuit. Then the component shown by air that is in a circle, this is usually an ammeter. This is an ammeter. An ammeter measures current. An ammeter measures the current flowing in the circuit. B, she connects the electrical circuit. All right. This is now another connection. Complete the sentence. The circuit diagram shows now when you connect them in each loop, then this becomes parallel. This is a parallel circuit. Right. Component V in a circle is a voltmeter. Is a voltmeter. Of course, a voltmeter measures the voltage across a lamp, as you can see right there. Question 16. Diagram shows some of metals in a reactivity series. Right, potassium is the most reactive. Gold is the least reactive. As you can see right there. We're told that iron reacts with dilute acid, but not cold water. Write down one metal that reacts with both dilute acid and cold water. So this metal should be higher than iron, which only reacts with dilute acid. Of course, it reacts with dilute acid and not with cold water because it is not that reactive. So I'll go to the highest. I'll go for potassium, sodium, and calcium. Those ones will react with both. Therefore, choose. You have to write one metal. So I'll choose potassium. Sodium and calcium will also react with both dilute acid and cold water. B, copper reacts with silver nitrate, but not with lead nitrate. Explain. Okay. When you look at the graph, when you look at this, silver is less reactive than copper, but lead is more reactive than copper. So copper cannot displace lead from its compound. Copper cannot displace lead from its compound, but it can displace silver from its compound. So the answer here is copper is more reactive. Is more reactive than silver. But less reactive. Than lead. That's the answer there. C. When copper reacts with silver nitrate, two products are made. Write down the names of these compounds. Of course, we have copper plus silver nitrate. Of course, what you get is now copper nitrate plus silver. Just that. So right here, copper nitrate and silver. Those are the products. Two products formed. That's it, guys. This is the last question. As I've indicated to you, learn to practice this, solving these questions. Don't just watch video alone. Look for past papers that having these kind of questions. I've told you where to get them. Solved papers site. Visit solvedpapers.co.uk and get these papers and practice solving them yourself. In that way, you will be learning much more than you're watching the video. And as I've invited you, join me in my online classes at spacademy.co.uk. Looking forward to seeing you in my online classes. And let's learn. Thanks guys. See you in my next video. Take care and cheers.